When we talk about neurodiversity, it's the wonders of how all our brains are different.
People who are neurodiverse are those who are autistic, who have ADHD, who have Tourette's, and a whole range of other unique and wonderful things about them, their character and their gifts, that mean that they may communicate in different ways, they may need to access worship and liturgy in different ways, and the service today is intended to cater for that.
The whole idea of this service is to bring people together and recognise that we're all made in God's image and we all have wonderful gifts.
I have ADHD, and that is how God made me. It wasn't a mistake. And that comes with gifts in some areas and limitations in another. But we are all a mixture of gifts and needs, aren't we?
We're able to do things differently. So we may be very creative, but not very good at words and writing. Or we may be very focused or exceptional at some things and not at others. Or we may have a brain that people can dismiss very easily as not being capable, but actually God's created all of us and we're all meant to be on the earth, regardless of even if we can talk or not, we can still give and receive, and that makes us human. So what we're doing here is providing a service that everybody's accepted. So that means that we are tracking the service, so people have got a visual timetable of what's happening.
We are doing things such as making the language simpler for people to understand and joining the service.
And each sections of the prayers are designed to encourage people to access those. So even though some people will have reasons why they can't necessarily access all of them, there might be something to look at, something to listen to, something to touch, something to smell, something to taste. I'm doing a very, very simple sensory story of Moses and the burning bush.
It's a way of celebrating and owning that truth that we are that mixture, but that we don't have to hide that. So we have invited people to be creative in how they worship. How do you want to worship? Do you want to walk around? Do you want to stand up? Do you want to hold? Does it help to hold things or smell things or feel things? Or do you need a space to go and take a break throughout services? Will that help you to worship? So we've got a wonderful quiet space, we've got multi-sensory zones, we've got a beautiful garden outside.
I was asked to come and take part in setting up this service and to do some Makaton signing and to bring some craft materials and flags and things for people to use for their worship. There's a lot of people not coming because they can't manage the pattern of sitting down still and quiet for quite long periods of time. We often have to do a lot of reading, which some people can't join in with. So we're perhaps, typical church is perhaps quite exclusive in a way because it only caters for a certain group of able-bodied people.
It is, however, very, very easy to get overwhelmed with the many things that folk will see that we're doing today. The key message I would give to parishes is start with just one thing. Try one thing that you can practice with and play with and figure out if that works for your congregation. And if and when you're ready, do a second thing. It's really important to find out what needs there are in the congregations. It's also important to try something anyway.
My church in Wolverhampton, St Matthew's, has been part of the Diocese Enabling All Award schemes. It's taken 3 actions on every year. So this year, one of them is looking at worship and making that more inclusive, demonstrating to the public. As a church, we welcome anyone who's neurodivergent or neurotypical. Is a good thing.
So there is a need for our services to be less complex and an ability to feel comfortable in the service with however you need to express yourself.